Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nina. I am the founder and CEO of Awakened Legacy. I would love to ask you to subscribe if you're liking my content and also to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any future videos. In this video, I'm going to go over 3 key elements that you're going to need to build your first ancestor altar. Stay tuned for a special bonus element at the end of this video. So the first thing that you're going to need to build your altar is, of course, an altar. So you can find an end table or something that represents this and that can fit in a room in your house. An important thing to remember in terms of placement is that you do not want to place this altar somewhere very visible in the front of your home. Please avoid that if possible. Do not put this in your bedroom. Do not put this in your bedroom. Do not put this in your bedroom. I cannot say that enough. If you have an extra room in your house or a corner that is not so visible, I would love for you to put your altar there. There are a couple things to remember, and the main thing is don't put it in your room. So once you get your actual physical altar, the first element that I want to go over is what you need on it, and that is the elements. And I'm talking about earth, air, fire, water, and the 5th, ether. So for the elements of air, you can add incense, you can use candles, which also seconds as fire, and you can also add instruments that use wind or the breath to use. To introduce the element of earth, you can use things such as coins or money, ancestor money, which is different, of course, than your normal money, and you can also use crystals. To introduce the element of water, you can have a cup of water, which you should always have on your altar, but you can also add flowers to your altar, and the water in the vase of flowers can also work. So to introduce the element of fire, you can use candles, but you can also have a cauldron on your altar in which you burn your ancestor money, and that also can count as the element of fire. So to introduce the element of ether, you can use bells, which are really good to signal and invoke the energy of your ancestors. You can also use the picture of your ancestors to represent their energy as ether. You can also use divination tools such as tarot cards or runes to add to your altar as ether. The second major element to add to your ancestor altar are significant items or heirlooms. So significant items or heirlooms are things that either that particular ancestor or those particular ancestors actually had and carried and was something of theirs, or something that represents a hobby or skill that they had and loved. So for example, if you had an ancestor or a beloved dead that loved to play dice, you can put dice on your altar to represent that. If they had a specific drink that they liked, like rum, you can have a little mini jar or a little mini bottle of rum on your altar. So the third key element that you want to have on your altar is actually instruments. And I mentioned this a little bit before, but I want to talk deeper about it. An important part of your altar is your bell. And to me, this is the key because this is how you call in their energy before you physically say their names. So if you buy a small miniature bell or even a bigger bell, you keep it on your altar, and when you're ready to do your ancestral work, you set up your space, make it sacred, light your candles, make sure your water is full and your flowers are nice and alive, not dead guys, alive. And then you would ring your bell. And the ringing of the bell is how they know and you let them know that you are ready to work with them. So those are the 3 elements, but I do have a 4th and bonus element for you. The placement of your altar is really, really important. So make sure that your altar is not somewhere that is very visible when you walk into the house. It's somewhere that's a little more tucked away or a little more private, or in a room that is not so open. You want to make sure that it is not in your bedroom, and try to keep it out of the bathroom if you can. A great room for your altar would be an office or an extra space, even the basement, but somewhere that has a little bit more privacy where you can do this work alone. Comment below if you would like me to create a full video on do's and don'ts of working with your ancestors. If you enjoyed this video and if you learned something new, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell for more videos like this. If you want to learn more about me or my company, follow us on Instagram at Awakened Legacy and my personal page at the Nina Elaine. We have a lot of upcoming events online and in person, so you can check those events out at www.awakenedlegacy.com/events. Thank you for watching this video. I can't wait to see you again, and here's to your long-lasting legacy.